In today's video, I'm going to be going over the best way to grow hollyhocks from seed, and I honestly think this is the best way. So other than that, let's get into today's video. So here's what the seeds are looking like right now. 3 to 4 days in, these get full sunlight at least 10 hours a day, and the weather has been over 85 degrees during the day. The last couple of days have been almost 90s and then about 70s at night. All you want to do is keep the soil moist, and this is what they'll look like. This is a fast and easy way to germinate them. It's a lot better than having them in your seed starter kit, because then you have to damp them off and all that wonderful stuff. I overloaded this by a lot because these seeds are 2 years old and I didn't know how many were going to germinate, but it doesn't matter because they're still going to go in the ground. I just wanted to give you guys an update, and I'll be back to you guys in about a week. Here's what the seedlings look like about a week and a half later. You can tell all the seeds have pretty much germinated and they are getting ready to go onto their true leaves. Now I did dump a lot in here, which I shouldn't have did, but I just wanted to see if they'll germinate. And once these get their second true leaves on, I will throw them in the landscape. You can see it's starting to germinate. These are going to start to germinate. They'll find their way down into the soil, but I'll give you guys an update in about 2 weeks from now and let you know how it's going. 2 weeks later, and you can tell that the pot has pretty much filled out. Now there are a couple of seedlings that did not germinate when I was watering them earlier. The soil got moved. This pot is pretty much all germinated and they are looking really healthy. These get a lot of sun. They probably get about 8 to 10 hours of sunlight, direct sunlight a day. So they are looking really good. In about 2 weeks from now, they will be going into the garden. Probably gonna put these in full sun, put them up against something so they don't blow over, but these are gonna thrive once they get in the ground. I will be using probably Miracle Grow potting mix and then mixing it in with the natural soil. I'll give you guys an update when that comes. So here is what they're looking like a week later in full sun. I water them twice a day, once in the morning around 9, and then I water them around 3 o'clock. But I don't use a big watering can because you don't want them to flop over and die. I'll just take a little cup of water, go around the bottom, get them all nice and moist. That's if they sit in full sun, which they absolutely like. See kind of the roots coming through the bottom, so that means that they are going to go in the ground as soon as I'm done recording this video. And I'm going to put them in full sun. Make sure you put them up against something because you don't want them to flop over. I will be back with you guys as soon as I get these in the ground. So here is what the roots look like. They're not spinning yet, so this is a perfect time to get them in the ground. And you can see how much growth has taken off on here in the last week. So these have been growing for probably about a month and a half since seedling, and these are the best way to grow hollyhocks. Wait until about June or whenever the weather is consistent around 70 plus degrees, full sun. If you keep them in pots, make sure you water them twice a day to keep the potting mix moist. You can tell this is moist. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hopefully try and divide them, but I don't know if that's going to work. They'll probably flop over, but I'm going to get these in the ground and I'll show you what they are looking like. So here is what they look like when they're in the ground. I decided not to divide them because as soon as I did, they started peeling apart. So I don't recommend doing that. Once they have more roots on them, you could probably do it, but it wasn't enough, unfortunately. But these things are going to get really big. They'll get almost 6.5 feet tall. This place gets full sun, and they are just going to take off. They're probably not going to bloom this year, just because of how late I got them in the ground. But transplanting them can be kind of annoying, but they do bounce back. Other than that, they are super easy to grow. All you got to do is give them full sun, well draining soil, keep them moist, and you'll be good to go. I'm going to be potting or planting my Hollyhock seedlings that I've been growing for the last probably month. These are really good to start now. Once the temperature gets above 75 degrees and about 60 at night, just get some of these solo cups or little pots and put about 2 to 3 seeds in a pot. Keep them moist at all times, and this is what they'll end up looking like. I already got one in the ground. This area is going to be probably about part sun, part shade. It'll get a lot of sun in the morning, and I'm putting it on this trellis. That way, when they get bigger, I can add fishing line to them to help them from blowing, because they get top heavy and they will blow over. This one has a lot more better growth on them, so I think I'm going to put this one on the other side because this has got concrete here, so that's going to be a problem. I had some out front last year or 2 years ago. They did really well. I probably got 8+ hours of sunlight a day, and for some reason they did not come back the following year. So this is going to be probably every year I'm going to have to get seedlings, but I'll get this potted up and I'll show you what it looks like. It is out of the pot, and you can see it has a lot of good roots on here. So what I usually do is I use Happy Frog potting mix, but I'm using this Miracle Grow because where I live it's hard to find, and I don't feel like waiting a couple of days for it to get delivered from Amazon. So I just put a little bit of dirt, topsoil, or potting mix in the bottom, and then I'll take some of the natural dirt and I'll just go around and just put this back on. That way the bottom is getting feed with new better nutrients, and then I'll just come back and throw a little bit of potting mix on top. That way when the rain comes or water, it'll push this down into it. So I'm going to show you one other thing that I'm going to use. So I'm doing this with one hand. I apologize if it looks like crap, but let me give you. So I've been using, this is my second time using this deer and rabbit, it's like liquid fence, but I just spray it on here, and I tell you, this stuff really stinks. And you think the rabbits, I don't have deer where I am, but the rabbits still manage to eat it. So I spray it on the leaves because they'll come by and they will eat them. So here is what it is looking like almost a month later from being in the ground. These have just taken off. Now I do not fertilize these, I just let them grow. They get about 6 to 7 hours a day of sunlight, and then it's pretty much shade the rest of the day. And the reason why I put these here is because they like to lean over, so I'm going to use fishing line to prevent them from tipping over. I will give you guys an update when the time comes, but I will show you one that is already blooming. So here is what it's gonna look like when. Here is how the other two are doing. These get about maybe 6 hours of sun per day, and then it's shady. But these are really doing well. These are what I grew in my eye-powered seed starter kit, and then I put them in some pots, put them outside as soon as it started getting warm, and they are doing really well. The leaves are getting massive. These hopefully will bloom this year. I doubt they will, just because I started them kind of late. It takes about a year for them to bloom. So, but these are going to be my new planting spot for them, because I'm kind of figuring out which way is the better way to grow them. Should I give them full sun or should I give them part sun? But I will give you guys my opinion when next year comes. I plan on growing them around the same time to give you guys a better result. But easy, like I said before, they're easy to grow, easy to maintain. They will get some gray leaves, powdered leaves, but that don't hurt them. You can see it's kind of happening here. That won't matter. They'll be all right. So other than that, I will see you in the next one. It starts to bloom. It's going to have different colors on it instead of just the regular pink with the red in them. This one must have self-seeded from a couple years ago, because these were not planted by me. So they will come back if you're lucky. If not, you might just have to regrow them. But that's all I have for you guys in today's video, and I will catch you in the next one. See ya.